Hi, my name's Dr. Dranitsaris, and today I want to talk a little bit about personal power and authority, how we develop it, how we use it, and how we give it away to others, along with some tips on how to notice when you're giving it away and taking it back. I'd like you to think about personal power from that perspective of our own agency, that ability that we have to determine where we're going in life, what we want to do, what we need, what pleases us, and our ability to negotiate for what it is that we want, and particularly in relationships. It can be a business, it can be for a salary or a new position, but just that feeling that we're entitled to negotiate for what it is we want for ourselves. And of course, it's another person's right to say no. That's why, along with personal power, we need to understand that the skill that we most need to develop is assertiveness. So it's not just knowing what we want and need, but the ability to assert ourselves, even in the face of opposition or contrary opinions. Without that sense of our own personal power, we give our power away. We defer to others. We submit to the will of others. And then we act as though other people are doing something to us. We blame others for holding us back, for not taking us into account. And all the while, we're not understanding that this very, very important part of us, our essence, that our authentic self is not able to exercise its own authority, even though you know what it is that you want. So I'd like you to think about it as a muscle. This muscle is very weak in many people, especially those who have suffered from the imposter syndrome for years, that despite all of their achievements, they don't believe that it's through their own doing that they've achieved what they've wanted, what they actually have achieved, that they're lucky instead of being responsible for their own success, that they have very little capacity to take in acknowledgement or feel pride in themselves for their achievements. And so the muscle remains weak. In the Vedic tradition, they talk about the chakras, and this is really associated with our third chakra, or our will, that agony, that fierceness that we have to be purposeful in our own life. And it can either be hyperactive, and we're always doing and always trying to achieve, or we're hypoactive and we're very passive as human beings. And when the third chakra is weak and we don't feel a sense of our personal power, we compensate, and we still feel like imposters because we're not living from our authentic personal power. We don't know how to be influential in our own lives. So what do we do about this? And by bringing in the Vedic tradition here, I'm not, and talking about it from that perspective of an energy center, it's like we've got this energy. It doesn't mean that, we have to go to an energy worker. It's simply recognizing that we have a force within us and we don't know how to use it. We don't know how to feel powerful. And when we feel powerful, we can't hold it in our physiology. And so we punt it off to someone else. We don't take credit. We give credit to the entire team instead of holding on to our own power and authority. So what do? How do we get past this? How do we develop personal power? Well, I'd like you to think about it as something that is there already. You don't have to do anything to know that you have personal power. It's allowing yourself to use it. And there are a number of habitual patterns that you've developed over the years to compensate for childhood messages and conditioning and automatic negative thoughts. All of those things contribute to you not touching and or using, developing your own personal power and authority. So the first thing you need to do is get acquainted with yourself. Self-awareness always comes first. And being aware of the situations in which you want to say no to others, but say yes. A situation where somebody else will say to you, what do you need? And you absolutely don't know. So it's getting acquainted with your needs. And certainly, and most importantly, with self-awareness is being able to see your own vision for yourself for the future. What is your purpose? What is your potential? What is your vision? And what is your roadmap for getting there? Personal power is a muscle that needs to be flexed, exercised, and strengthened. It does not develop by reading a book or listening to more podcasts, but doing the work that is required to strengthen your own sense of entitlement and authority and selfishness in a healthy fashion. So again, I'm Dr. Dranitsaris. Thank you so much for joining me today and listening. If you would like to listen to more of my YouTube videos or some of our podcasts on dysfunction, hop over to Dranitsaris-Hilliard.com. We've got our podcast resources there, or go to our YouTube channel of the same name. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for joining me today again. Until next time.